This episode is brought to you by Pulsar.
I love you, Jai.
Thank you. I love you too, Sanjay. Thank you.
Man, your music has transformed my life in many different ways.
Oh,
you know,
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
it just keeps your heart where it needs to be at a really good place. Thank you very much for being
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having me, and thank you.
I want to
for the
get
love.
started by saying that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you very much for existing. All right. Thank you very much for doing what you do and creating the music that you create, because that is what we needed and we have
Thank
it.
You. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
And you're going to do this for the rest of your
I'll
life.
try. I'll
And and that's exactly what we're talking, right?
Yeah.
If we do not do what we do, then we'll end up being a dudwala.
Which is not bad.
Which is fantastic.
Not bad. No stress. I mean, there's stress, but then somebody has to do something, right?
त्यो एउटा मुभीको त्यो अघि नै हामीले यो कन्भर्सेसन अफेयर गर्दाखेरि इफ यु नो आई वाज थिङ्किङ अफ दिस स्पेसिफिक मुभिज मोमेन्ट के वेयर मिल्खा सिंह drops opens all the दूध होइन and drinks all the दूध because I believe के अरे त्यो दूध उसलाई लान पाउँदैन कि उसले कि त्यस्तै के भए हुन्छ होइन एउटा सिन छ कि भाग मिल्खा भागमा होइन जहाँ चाहिँ उसले he had to open all the दूध and he had to drink it and he gulps down all the gallons of milk at once के and I was just thinking of that when we were talking off air के Go put it a little bit closer to
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Thank you very much for coming directly from the from the airport straight to the podcast.
Thank you. For you, I had to do this, yeah.
Thank you very much. How was your journey? How was today?
Good. It was good. Yeah, it was good after a long time. It was almost 1.5 years coming back to Kathmandu, or traveling, in fact, internationally. It was something I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
So it was it's what can I say? I'm grateful that this is happening.
Yeah.
And hopefully more of this.
Yeah. के हुँदो रहेछ भनेर यसो सोचिरहेको थिएँ कि हुन्छ नि I've been contemplating on my life a lot because the event scenes here, no? Like New Year time, it's celebration, it is party mode, हुन्छ नि होइन it's time for everybody to come together. It's Christmas, New Year's, हुन्छ नि everybody comes together नि त.
Yeah.
Like you meet all your friends, everybody, we all come together to eat, to hang out, to party, to do a lot of things, होइन? And I was just thinking, we did this for a long time, Nita. We've been doing this since the time, let's say, since we were 13, let's say, for example, and till the time, like now, but we took a break for a year, give or take, and that kind of opened my eyes. Like, what exactly is the real world that this way? What I remember traveling with you all across the world, constantly moving, constantly moving. And then wham bam, like you just said, 1.5 years of not traveling. Remember the constant move? Do you remember the constant move?
I do. Bits of it. The thing is, I don't know, maybe odd to say, but I've almost forgotten how it was before the pandemic, like how life was, how, because I think it's not just physical, but it's also like, psychological, in a lot of ways. The way you think about things, the way you thought about things before and the way you think about things now, there's been such a drastic change. We're forced to change, actually. So that has sort of impacted us in a way that we've almost, I mean, I can't speak about anybody else, but after like भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ के चाहिँ छोड्यो जस्तो लाग्छ नि. I think we left something behind. And then we're moving ahead in this journey, in this unknown journey, which you don't know of. And so there's a lot of things that got lost in translation. And coming back to the point is that I think I've forgotten how it was, in a way, to be yourself before this whole situation existed. Yeah, that's so now it's about coping up with it, surviving with it, and hoping for the best.
No doubt on that, Ansani. I've talked about this before. The thing that I miss the most is not being in front of a crowd. Okay? You know, because you thrive on that. Neither.
Yeah.
When you close your eyes, I've experienced. I don't know what you go through. Of course, we'll talk about that. But there are moments in your set when you just close your eyes and you're just there with the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is something that, and for me, exact opposite. I am yelling my ass off right there, making sure that everybody is all excited. You know, that makes my heart happy. And when you close your eyes, I'm sure you know which moments I'm talking about. When it's just your eyes are closed and you're just there.
Yeah.
What goes in your mind? What are you thinking of? What goes in your mind?
I think mostly it's the thing is I can't sing a song if I don't feel it, you know. So when I'm singing or a git gaunदाखेरि I need to feel what I'm talking about, you know, what I'm singing about, what I'm saying. र मलाई चाहिँ त्यो जग्गा पुग्नुपर्छ क्या त्यो जग्गा. If I'm singing a certain song, if I'm singing, for example, Dorelo, or you know, I need to be there in that while if I'm singing Asa, I need to be in that moment to sort of justify what I do.
Yeah.
And it's only after that I can connect with the song. Because मेरो लागि चाहिँ I'm sure for a lot of other people also, I need to connect with it first, with what I do, and then everything else I think it somehow crystallizes, it connects.
Yeah.
Because half the time म अरूले हेरेको पनि हुँदैन क्या. I'm closing my eyes, I'm doing my stuff because I mean, you know, that's the way I do, and I need to feel that.
Yeah.
I need to feel that song in me to be able to sort of deliver that in the right spirit.
Yeah.
And so it's what I'm saying that, you know, I mean to be I mean I need to be in that space, in that special space where a space of a connection with a certain higher power.
Yeah.
So that sort of fuels my energy. That sort of, you know, gives me back the energy to sort of to deliver what I do. You know.
To let you keep going on and on.
Yeah.
When you talked about higher power, you know, I was talking about this gentleman, you know, that both of us know, and Sunny, that you heard him playing at Jazz Upstairs. म सानो थिएँ कि अनि first time somebody ever talked about the aliens with me हुन्छ नि होइन. Just imagine one day something comes from up top and then lights a fire and we start praying that thing हुन्छ नि होइन. Maybe that's possible, maybe the aliens came. That's what that person said. You know, he's a fantastic musician. You know, off air we talked about this person. You know,
Of course.
You can call a higher power whatever name you want to go ahead and put it. You know, but you believe that there is something, there is somebody, or there is something, or what do you believe in? What's your take on that?
Like a higher power in sense, God?
Go for it, however you want to put it.
Of course, I believe in a power which is higher than me. You know, I believe in the power of you know, nature. You know, I believe in the power of positivity. So a power that has sort of put all of these things in place. I don't know if it's God or anything else, but it's something that's much more powerful than you, right? Much more omnipresent than you. And the energy, you know, it's all over that. So if you tap into the energy, I think that it's that special energy that's you know, that runs the world. It's special energy that puts everything, gives a meaning to everything.
Yeah.
So whether you call it with any name, but for me, it's just a power. It's just an energy. It's love. It's something which I don't control.
Yeah.
But it's something which is there if you feel it and if you believe in it, you know. So most of the songs, in fact, all the music that I do, I sometimes also don't feel that it's coming. I have done it. It's something that I'm just a medium for you know, that to come out from.
Yeah.
So I believe in this strongly because songwriting, in a sense, is a process which is very elusive. It doesn't, like, you cannot just sit every time and write a great song. And then you write a song, and then moment you finish a song, you completely forget about how it came to you. It just comes to you in a flash, and then you tap that energy in you, and then you sort of follow that way it goes. And and if you sincerely follow it to the end, and you may, have the song in you.
Nice.
But
Nobody
it's not-
portrayed it that way.
But it's not always, it's not always that easy. But it's only the belief that, okay, this may lead to something, So if you sort of tap into that energy and tap into that instinct, it's very instinctual. It's very instinct. It's not like, okay, I'm going to put these chords together, I'm going to U-tune, I'll say you got to. Right? So this will bring out something. I don't follow that process. I rather, wait for things to come. I try, of course. There's a lot of hard work, Like Pansanya, it's a cliche term, but 9-10% of hard work and 1% of inspiration. But that 1% is so vital that that I think that 1% doesn't come from you. It comes from some other place which is not you, really. Because if it had to come from me, I would have known, okay, it's like an apple in a tree. I would have plucked the apple every second day and then, write about 100 great songs. You know what I mean?
Of course I do.
But sadly, it's not the case, right?
Yeah.
It just comes whenever it comes, in its own time, its own momentum. But you have to be always ready for the apple to drop. And you catch the apple and then you sort of do something with it. So I'm talking about that apple tree, which is...
Which comes from, God knows where it comes from.
So I think it's not just music, but I think it's all great inventions, all great, whatever people have been able to do so far, which has been out of the world. So it's that's something which is a higher power,
There are people in this world. Okay, I'm gonna switch out from music and jump into this human being that I really like. This man, his name is Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
He's created a company. Okay, fantastic लाग्छ के Since we're talking about this, since we're talking about invention, of course there are great inventors. I could name the guy who made the car. I could name the guy who created electricity. I could name so many different people. That's all in history. In our lifetime, there've been inventors, people who actually sat down and invented. And there's just a few names that come to mind. Okay? Steve Jobs, pure genius, pure inventor. Now Elon Musk, pure inventor. At least I see it that way.
Of course.
Now I'm sure you've got billions of dollars and tons of people to help you out with. But when you think about it, this guy created this. You're interesting. He created this thing called the flamethrower. I don't know if you've heard about.
I heard about some.
You heard about this, right? He created this thing called the flamethrower. The guy who is thinking of putting people on Mars created this flamethrower. Literally, find out if you have a flamethrower. And somebody asked him, why did you create a flamethrower? You can create anything in the world. Why did you make this one? There you go. That's the
I think I've seen this picture.
flamethrower. And you know what he said? His answer was, why not?
Why not? That's what. Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I think Elon Musk is for me, is a perfect example of somebody who's not afraid to, do what he wants to do, He is always, I don't think he takes no for an answer. Usko लागि चाहिँ अब उले सोचे भने, okay, today I'm gonna put the people in Mars, भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ for everybody else is like, how is this possible? And for him is like, how is this not possible? So positivity, isn't it? He's got that amazing sense of positivity. That it is abilities that, Elon Musk is also a simple human being like us, right? And there may be smarter people than Elon Musk in this world. But the difference between Elon Musk and other people, I feel that Elon Musk has that balls to go ahead and do what he feels, right?
Yeah.
And he would not take no from anybody. I don't know, be it the president of the USA or anybody. And that is what I feel is the most amazing thing about Elon Musk, is that he's so positive about everything that he does, and he feels that he can do it. Why not? And if we all were to take that attitude in life,
Yeah.
we may not be Elon Musk tomorrow,
Yeah.
but we will be somewhere,
Of course.
which is not a bad thing.
Which is not a bad thing at all.
right? So त्यो मान्छेको जुन चाहिँ सेन्स अफ छ नि अब त्यो every day waking up to want to do something new, because knowing that life is limited, and I have a certain amount of time to do what I have to do, and to think of things bigger than just the normal, like everybody has small things to do, but why don't we all think big things? Why don't we think of making a civilization in Mars?
Yeah.
Why can't we build electric cars which can drive on its own? Like those things, it's just a matter of thinking big, and which he is doing it, and then he is successful at it. That's the thing. Amazing part is he is so successful at whatever he does, right? And what he does is things which is out of the normal,
Exactly.
and he does it.
He
Right?
nails it, I know.
He nails it, right? And the thing is, I wonder, like, how does it? I mean, of course, he's very intelligent,
Yeah.
engineer man say, but I think it's just, it's great to be able to do it, and he doesn't think he's limited in any which way.
Yeah.
So he has tapped into that potential of limitless potential, that higher power, whatever you call it, that he's been able to do all of that. And
I like the word you used, which is called limitless. Okay?
yeah,
Have you ever heard about Dr. Saab called Dr. Sanduk Ruit? Okay, Dr. Sanduk Ruit transformed how people go ahead and see. Right, open a picture of Dr. Sanduk Ruit. He came to the
See
podcast.
what?
So he's eye surgeon.
Is he? Okay.
He's an eye surgeon, होइन? Dr. Sanduk Ruit was in the podcast. Tilganga भन्ने hospital छ कि यता होइन? It was his brainchild, होइन? His and his team's brainchild, होइन? That's the Dr. Saab, होइन? There's a oh my God, why can't I pronounce this right now? के भन्छ अरे? Just find out what we call Dr. Sanduk Ruit. Optimal. Oh my God, I can't pronounce it right now. Anyways, long story short, he intraocular lenses भनेर भन्छ कि होइन? Dr. Saab was here, he's traveled all around the world. He's got the Padma Shri from India as well, and he's got hundreds of awards from all around the world. I believe there was a picture of him in North Korea with the North Koreans as well. Long story short, he's an inventor from Nepal. I'd love to call him an inventor as well.
of course.
And they created this specific type of lenses to go ahead and fix cataract surgery in the easiest way possible. So he's done more than 130,000 surgeries by himself. But again, his lenses have transformed how cataract surgery is done, not just in Nepal but around the world. Can you believe all those are created in Nepal in Tilganga? So त्यो innovation भन्ने कुरा जुन छ नि होइन, it can come from anywhere जस्तो लाग्यो क्या मलाई, हुन्छ नि?
Yeah, that reminds me of a certain quote, I think Steve Jobs le भनेको होइन, like I think that's
Yeah, there you go.
that sort of also inspired me a lot. Sort of के भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ उसले भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ if you just walk around, anywhere, and then you just see things which has been invented, amazing things, whatever that is. But then also if you realize that all of these things were invented by people like you and me.
Exactly.
Exactly. Right, you and me.
Yeah.
So, which means to say that you can make it yourself. You can make it this as well.
Yeah.
It's just the attitude, switch of the attitude that, okay, this is great, this is thing. Let me try and do something about it. Let me try and maybe, make something better than this. Or, just the whole sheer fact of self-belief that you also can do this. Why only this guy?
Yeah.
भन्नाले चाहिँ that sort of changed the whole perspective of the way you think. Because so far we are just takers. We just accept whatever is given to us. Always. Be it anything.
Yeah.
But if tomorrow you would say that, okay, this is great, but I also would like to, let me see if I can do something better than this.
Yeah.
Why not?
Of course. The persistence,
So,
got it on.
but I think people like Elon Musk and all of this have sort of, come from that kind of a space. Okay, the satellite was whatever, the last time satellite went to the moon was whatever. But what happened to the last, many years why there's no satellite coming to them, whatever.
Yeah,
You know, so he
yeah.
said, okay, let me try it.
Yeah.
Let me try, right?
Yeah.
To shoot up satellites up in the space.
Starlink, you know, isn't it
Starlink.
called Starlink? Yeah,
Yeah.
Starlink. There you go.
So he started doing it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as you know, he's doing it.
He's doing that.
And
is-
similarly for every other kind of things, the Tesla or whatever. So the most important lesson for me to learn from people like this is that we all have the potential to do whatever anybody has done.
Hmm.
It's just that we have to go ahead and try it and not just accept it and think that, okay, this is not my cup of tea, or this is something which I can't do.
Yeah.
So limitless is the word. Yes, and that's what I feel. As of Dinma, if you think Oscars
Yeah.
or Grammys
Yeah.
or things like that are only, it's not possible for us. But then, if people would push, I'm sure even people from here, Nepal or any other part of the world, like Korean movies started winning Oscars. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Like, how come that is possible?
That
Who would have thought that?
Since
right?
you used this word called possible, there is a fantastic movie that came out. Right? It was Impossible Mission, right?
Yeah.
And Nims Purza भन्ने
Oh, yeah.
Nimstai.
Oh, big fan. Yeah.
There you go.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
I'm not going to be surprised if that movie wins an Oscar, man. I will not be surprised. हुन्छ नि, होइन?
100%. Yeah, I would agree to that.
We need fantastic gems like that. हुन्छ नि, होइन? We're gonna go ahead and make sure that they put.
Nimsda is another example of a limitless guy. Yeah. He's just, I would do this one, but he just goes and make sure he does it. Yeah. There's no second thought about it. Can you imagine that? So the thing is, can you imagine how much of second thought we have when we do things like, oh my God, this, that. We think of 100 things, right?
Yeah.
Nimsda just comes, okay, what, 14 peaks, whatever, I'll do it.
7 months.
I mean, I can't even, that's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
impossible, right?
Oh.
Got it, ule. How did he do it? He's just like you and me,
Yeah.
right? He has a certain physical fitness, which
Oh.
I'm sure, whatever. But the thing is, Nimsdai is a sole example of somebody who is so positive with his own, in his own abilities, that he has gone up and he did this. I mean, nobody's ever done this before, right?
Nobody.
Keep on yeah, he's a perfect role model for all of us, really.
If you give up, you die, man.
You die,
If,
yeah.
if you give up, you die.
Yeah,
And what
yeah,
it too,
yeah,
with
yeah.
that one line that he said, it's not actual death. Okay? It's if you give up, in basic tasks in life, okay? If you give up, something inside you dies. Okay? It can be the smallest of the smallest thing, You know how I take that line? If in the morning I wake up and I don't make my bed, that means I'm giving up on
Yeah.
making my bed. If I do not brush, that
Yeah.
means I'm giving up on that. Okay, if I do not go and work out or do something, after the task, you're giving up on things.
If you don't have something to die for, you're not living,
Nice. Yeah.
Because then that's living, If you don't have something to die for, then that's no living. Then what are you living for?
I kind of imagine, okay? I kind of imagine this, filthy rich people, filthy, imagine a filthy rich, यति पैसा छ कि त्यो हुन्छ नि त्यो कति छ अरे suppose हुन्छ नि हैन. Imagine if you had all the money in the world, but you didn't have a purpose, okay? Purpose त चाहियो नि. Isn't that equivalent to
Absolutely. I would
being
always,
finished?
If you were to ask me, like, would you love to be born a millionaire, or you want to be somebody who is, experience all this, a stage from zero to whatever, right? And you did this other one.
Yeah.
Because if you have got everything, at least in terms of, monetarily or, materialistically, then, that's the most shallowest living of all. You got to live for something, you got to live for something. You got to live something to die for. Because life is all about experience. At the end of the day, when you're about to die, what do you have with you? Nothing. Experience, yes. That's why they say invest in yourself, Mazin. Because invest, go travel, try this, that,
Yeah.
other. That means like, you are richer when you invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Then you are really investing in something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our life is an investment. You have to choose to invest yourself. How you invest yourself, it's up to you. But you got to, I think that's the biggest challenge in life for us, is to know where to invest our life in. Whether you want to invest in making money, or whether you want to invest in doing something for somebody, or whether you invest, in so many different ways. But that's crucial, I feel like, for me, of course, investing in life for humanity is by far a greater investment than investing just in yourself and, living in a whatever mansion or like, whatever, driving the fastest car possible. But if you're not giving anything back to the world, then I don't know. I mean, for me, it doesn't work, So, and again, come back to the point of Elon Musk. I think he's doing a great job because there's so many other billionaires and businessmen in this world. Yeah. But I don't necessarily think that they're really investing in humanity. Yeah, to make humans a better, species, to make this world a better place to live in.
We have to, of course I do. I'm a big believer in science. I'm a humongous big believer in science. I'm a humongous big believer in we will fuck this planet up degree by degree, maybe not in our lifetime, but in maybe our children's lifetime or their children's lifetime. We will screw this planet.
It's messed up, bro. It's already screwed up. Yeah. Now we have to get back to what it was really. It's messed up. No, the thing is, it's not just the pollution outside, Sanjay. It's, I think, also the pollution inside, inside the head. I think that's where it starts. People are so polluted and messed up in the head, they can't think straight. So everyone is just thinking about themselves. Because of the way maybe they've been brought up, or maybe it's just the way the whole corporates are sort of influencing them or us. We've become so self-centric and so small as humans. That we feel that we're only capable of this little thing. They made sure, like, okay, we have to control these people. So our thoughts are being so controlled by all these flashy things that I think it's sort of suppressing what our true potential is in lots of ways. Because we've been so dummified, if I can use the word.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. And I don't know if, they have a proper strategy to sort of dummify us in a way. They throw the advertisements or they do this and that stuff. They just want to control us so that they benefit out of this. Now we have to wake up and say, okay, we have to be able to critically analyze and say, okay, this is that, this is, why should I fall prey to this? Why should I be a victim of this? If there are enough people who, do this, there'll surely be a lot of people following the suit, and then, we can all sort of find a new way of living where, which will sort of wash this self-centric attitude away, and and live with each other, have love and happiness all around,
While you just said that, the song that played in my mind, Imagine.
Ah, yeah. John Lennon, yeah.
Yeah, man. Course, yeah. That's the song that was just... John Lennon's face just came in my mind. Yeah. Boom, boom. His glasses and his face just came in my mind. Man.
He was such a humanitarian guy, John Lennon.
I don't know how he wrote that song, but I don't know how that song came to play. No, you were saying. Go for it.
Sorry. No, I was talking about John Lennon. If you talk about John Lennon music, I think the rest, apart from the Beatles, I think whatever it did was all based on, humanity. All of his songs, everything he did was supposedly to make the world a better place.
Exactly.
So he sort of realized that, I think, this is... Because he had gotten everything by that time, right?
Paisa, everything. I believe they were married by then, so wife, he had everything.
And then he wanted to maybe sort of dedicate his life to a certain cause, sort of upliftment of the poor and stuff like that, and whatever. So so I think he realized he realized the meaning to his life. It's like someone like, yeah, Beatles is the boy of Beatles is, of course, fantastic stuff. But Beatles is all about like, creating hit melodies and making people happy and dance and blah, blah. But besides that, talking about real issues, I think John Lennon did in his later part of his life, talking about racialism or, Imagine the Song Says It All, and I feel, I mean, not everybody may feel that way, but the purpose of art and music has to somehow be to uplift humanity, not glamour.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A lot of music that comes across nowadays, it's all about glamour, like it's all about like the bling blings, it's all about, but what is it actually doing to make the world a better place? I don't know. I mean, talking about gold rings and the girls and stuff like that, it's just beating around the bush, really. It's not really impacting anybody in any way, except that it's a very momentary sort of, very materialistic sort of thing you're talking about. Of course, you may get 1 billion hits for that.
Yeah.
But what are you changing for the better? That's the question that, one should ask. Like, what am I actually doing with this? Like, am I, adding something
Any value?
good, any value to the world? So I strongly feel with that. Like, I could never write a song which is just about dance and having a good time. And of course, I could. I do. But
You can't write an Anaconda song.
no, but the thing is, it just doesn't make sense in my head, and I cannot relate to that kind of a. I can't sing that song when I close my eyes.
People like, there's one song that I lost my mind when I heard it for the first time. Find out त्यो कसको छ Nicki Minaj कसको छ Am I Anaconda के भन्ने छ कि एउटा हैन I lost my mind. That song Spotify at one point was the Spotify and Kimapo was at one point was the #1 song in the planet, and I lost my mind.
You're crazy seeing the #1s nowadays, like the Billboards and all that. I mean, it's like really. I mean,
I can't do it. मैले त्यो Spotify को त्यो top 50 सुन्दाखेरि हैन I sometimes lose my mind. I am like, okay, so we've come to this. संसार चाहिँ यहाँ पुगिरहेको रहेछ अहिले भने बिचमा एउटा आउँछ है फेरि. Out of 50 there's one that is for your hearts, हैन. Then remaining 49 I can't understand it. Maybe I'm getting too old, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Oh, that's old music.
Yeah.
But I'm happy Adele is back.
Yeah,
she's got some really good music and very organic music, and talks about good stuff, like talks about human relationships, which is great.
There was a song by Kanye West, and there was just one. Oh my God, what was that? You know this.
Donda.
What is it called?
Oh my God, there's one thing, and I played this, so it's just called उसको आमाको नाम हो क्या अरे आमाको नाम होइन Donda भनेर उसको आमाको नाम हो and it just says Donda for like I think 2-3 minutes, and that was Spotify #1. That's it. That's it for Spotify #1. So sometimes it's just त्यो एउटा मान्छे पनि हुँदो रहेछ कि अहिले चाहिँ पहिला के हुन्थ्यो थाहा छैन मलाई हैन पहिला पनि हुन्थ्यो होला हैन तर अहिले चाहिँ it's that one person that the media has made that person so glamorous.
Yeah.
So glamorous that even if that person goes ahead and farts tomorrow is going to be the #1 hit in the planet. Right? That person just when he says garbage and that's going to be the #1 song in the planet. It is possible.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know what that is anymore. Maybe I'm too old.
I'm older than you, but the thing is, I think ultimately, I think the onus also lies in you. Yeah, who gave a certain person the right to dictate your life and to give you meaning to your life, in a sense, to control your thoughts, or to sort of. I think we are all intelligent people. Sort of, at the end of the day, we should make the decisions. Okay. Whoever's done whatever, you have to choose between what is good and bad for you. If you just blindly follow the trend, then whatever. But you have to be selective enough, smart enough, or sensitive enough to be able to filter through all of this nonsense to pick, okay, this is what I want, And I think that's a very important thing for especially the youth students of these days, not just pick up everything that's new. The trend is, oh, this is new, it must be great. The old is, not so great because it's old. But the thing is, you have to take the value, the good from the old, and then also the good from the new.
Yeah.
And then make it into whatever you want to make. Don't just, discard, or don't just, the language you use nowadays? Cancel. Don't just cancel things like that. Don't cancel it just because it's old. And don't just accept just because it's new. Because you have to make the value decisions of what is right for you. And so therein lies, whatever you do.
My girlfriend, let me rephrase that. The girl that I was seeing at one point of my life, she played this beautiful French song, French song. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Some days, there are days when I wish I text her and ask her which song it was. And of course, I didn't do that. I wanted to. World War II ko bela ko raheछ ke? World War II song, beautiful song. There's nothing playing in the background, nothing except the French lady's voice, her soothing voice. I don't understand. Of course, I don't understand what she's saying, and I don't speak French. And just the piano. That's it.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know the lyrics. You don't need to know the language.
Absolutely.
You don't need to know how the keys are played. You don't need to know anything. You just need to feel what she's saying. I could feel what she was saying. I forgot the song. Our relationship ended and I forgot the song as well. But there are moments, I think of that song.
Yeah.
I think of that song and I think of that relationship and I think of her. And it feels nice. Music does that to you,
Yeah.
That is the beauty of music. It can be any music from anywhere in the world. I could just sit down one day and a couple of days back, I just wanted to listen to Norah Jones. Then after Norah Jones, after a couple of days, I was like listening to her father. Just playing the sitar, nothing else. Just playing the sitar. It moves you in a certain way, and everybody has that, and it's just not the fast pop music. Metallica ko Nothing Else Matters sunyo भने पनि you will completely go to a place where you thought you'd never ever would go.
Yeah.
And there are times when I'll just go to a nightclub and just dance my night out just listening to electronic music. No vocals, deep house, electronic music.
Yeah, I love that, yeah.
But I cannot go ahead and I don't know, but I just can't do the Anaconda song.
Yeah, well, I think, I don't know, maybe they have, these people have their, they know why they're doing this. Maybe they have a certain, whatever. But I don't know if Anaconda would really add any value to anybody's life. But
Okay, all right. Okay, let's talk about this. When you buy something, right? Let's say you're in a store and you're buying a bottle of let's say a jam or something, which you can get anywhere in the world. Sansaribhari paउँछ रे supposed to jam, Later on, you come to realize that the jam has 40% sugar, 10% of that orange, 10% orange, 50% something else,
like all the jams,
like all the jams, like all the jams, But you get that jam anywhere in the world. नेपालमा पनि त्यही jam छ, भारत गयो भने त्यही jam, उता भुटान गयो भने त्यही jam, अमेरिका गयो भने त्यही jam, जहाँ गयो पनि त्यही jam छ, तर त्यो jam चाहिँ यस्तरी छ कि you can get it anywhere in the world, but you come to realize that 40% of that jam is chini, 10% is orange, and then 50% is God knows what not, But it's a formula that has worked everywhere.
It is.
It has worked. So even with music, I'm sure there is a formula that works.
Yeah. So I think the thing is, I can speak for myself, Music मा चाहिँ मलाई के लाग्छ भने चाहिँ maybe a lot of other things also, that if you are brainwashed, you know what brainwash is, right?
Yeah.
So what's brainwashing? Brainwashing is like if you constantly sort of keep on putting a certain thing in front of your mind, like, washing your head sort of a song or an image or whatever. If you constantly blast it with that tune, everywhere you go, from the FM, from wherever, you'd find yourself humming the tune automatically. Like if you would listen to a certain piece of tune and say, "Oh my God, this is like shit. Like this is what cute story." But then that thing is being blasted at you wherever you go.
Yeah.
You open the radio, it's there. You go to a cafe, you're there. You go to open the TV, you're there. के हुँदो रहेछ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ after a point of time that thing finds its way to get inside your head रहेछ क्या. You know what I mean? After that, so your body sort of internalizes that subconsciously हुन्छ कि कसरी, I don't know how, but so you sort of, your body sort of starts accepting that somehow. If it's like constantly like blasted, something, anything. So I think that's what happened also to a lot of music. Like today, if a certain music is released in the US, right, for whoever artist, international artist, you will find that music being played in the remotest part of the world. Right? I can give an example of, which is not a bad song, Rihanna and Eminem.
Love the Way You Lie.
Love the Way You Lie. And
Yeah.
I like the song. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's a nice song. Yeah.
So it got released, whatever. And then I went back home, Kalimpong, that summer. And then, so me and my friends said, let's go for a trek one day. So we went for a trek in the very remote part of Darjeeling. Then we said, hey, so we were trekking, so we felt thirsty, so dhara थियो क्या. So we went to drink water. अनि एउटा बच्चाले चाहिँ पानी भर्नु आएको रहेछ होइन. And that बच्चा had a mobile phone. And dude, guess what he was playing in that phone?
Love the Way You
I was
Lie.
like shocked, man. I was shocked. Yeah. The sheer reach of this product is so wide. I don't know if the kid understands English in the first place. May or may not. Or maybe nowadays. Just look at the sheer reach of... आजको दिनमा तिमीले एउटा नेपाली गीत रिलिज गर्यो भने त्यहाँ पुग्दैन होला भोलिको दिनमा.
Yeah.
But this song,
Love the Way You Lie. Eh?
from where it came from and where it's going, it's like, look at the amount of, like, the reach of that. So I thought, like, dude, they must be doing something amazing to sort of get that kind of bandwidth, like to be able to reach the mass in such a crazy way that everybody is like, like. So I think the sheer reach of things sort of gets into you, gets into all the kids, wherever, whichever part of whatever you do, from that point of thing. So they must have whatever, the marketing people, they plan it out in a way to be able to sort of reach it. It's playing in every radio station all across the world, every tiny part, even whatever. र त्यसले गर्दा I think people just sort of, it's there.
Tell me something. I wanted to ask you this. We went, I was born in the 80s, you were born in the 80s too. 80s मा के थियो एक हिसाबले rock and then gradually pop, I still remember Backstreet Boys days, I was like 10ish, Backstreet Boys days. Then we moved into R&B, hip hop, and then we evolved, and now we are here. Gradually, I don't know what this is now. I really don't know what this is now. We've come to I'm talking about Billboard top 10 or top 50, top 100. We've come to it's a different space at the moment. When the day I heard Santana's music in Rihanna's song, I was like, okay, everything is gonna come back again. To nature as it's
that time people had to make an effort to find the music they like, because it's not easily available like the YouTube or wherever nowadays.
Yeah.
So if, for example, if I like a certain music, I had to make the effort to go and buy the cassette.
Yeah.
I have a tape recorder at home. Buying cassettes was not easy because, it was expensive, obviously.
And you couldn't find it.
Yes. Abo त्यति बेला एउटा certain, I don't know if you would like any for example, if I say Bad Company ko certain album or whatever, that would be very rare. You would just have one cassette in the entire town.
Yeah.
I know. So if you really wanted to have that, you had to go and make an effort to buy it, or if someone had it, you had to go walk or whatever, go 10 kilometers to get it. That's what I did when I was growing up. Like
MLTR ko kine मैले first cassette. I know,
so,
Paint My Love.
So that's what I'm saying. So you made an effort. So you had to be sure of what you wanted.
I saved money to buy that
That's what I'm
album.
saying. You all had to save money. अब मैले दसैँमा टिका लाग्छ पैसाहरू रिकिरहेर चाहिँ I had to buy cassettes because I had to make sure that okay, this is precious, right?
Yeah.
होइन? So I had to go. I make sure that okay, this is what I want. भनेर चाहिँ so I had to think. So त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ so you were conscious of what you listening to, you know. So there was a choice. There was a certain element of you had to sort of make sure that you consciously okay, I like this, so I'm investing this little money I have to buy this cassette.
It's like buying a piece of land.
Exactly,
You know? It's
exactly,
coming to you.
exactly.
Yeah,
It was investment, no?
Yeah,
It was investment.
Yeah.
आजकल चाहिँ के छ भने you're not really making an investment. It's all there free. You just click a button, you're there. You click a button, you're there. So the thing is, I think what this has done eventually is it has sort of diluted your taste in a way. It's because you mindlessly just go flick around stuff in YouTube and you start ending up listening to Anaconda, you know. So it's that I feel the sheer availability, the easy availability of things has made people crippled in a way that they don't use their head anymore.
It's thrown at you.
Yeah, it's just there and you just pick it up because, okay, what if you don't like it, just throw it out. But the thing is, once you pick it up, then you pick it up. It just stays with you somehow. You know? You know what I mean? So, and these people are working on this, I don't know. So
they're geniuses. Mother geniuses, but they're geniuses. Whoever these people are, you know, whoever, however, whatever they're taught, however they're taught. त्यो पुरानो किताबहरू अब चल्दैन क्या अब नयाँ फ्रेस किताबहरू चाहिन्छ होला कि होइन यो 21st सेन्चुरीमा फ्रेस किताबहरू चाहिन्छ होला कि मार्केटिङ अथवा यो के अरे हाउ टु लुवर पिपल इन्टु दिस पढाउनलाई पनि के हुन्छ नि होइन एन्ड नाउ somebody had said this to me, you know, and I had read this as well. Okay? Do not burden somebody else with your secret. I just thought of that. Okay?
Yeah.
When I share a secret with you, I'm burdening you with something. Okay? And I want you to keep that secret. You have to keep it locked inside you somewhere. That is a big burden, right? I don't know why I'm saying this. But even with... I'm connecting to what you said. Even with all the content that we have bombarding to us, our brain is trying to process that like crazy.
Crazy.
We were born in the 80s, Nita. I'll come back to this. I was having a long-ass conversation with a friend of mine. It was so funny. Today, remember who came here and I was having a long-ass conversation, not on the podcast, off the podcast, right here. One of my friends was over, and we were talking about the... thing so 2000 देखि 2010 सम्ममा चाहिँ हैन those were my golden days without the internet हैन 2000 to 2010 हैन for you slightly more हैन so we didn't have internet neither so we had to, like you said, we had to invest on what information we wanted, what news we wanted, what content we wanted, what music we wanted हैन 2010 देखि चाहिँ when of course YouTube was there and Facebook was there and Instagram came a few
which is great
which is fantastic.
This all helped us to sort of spread our
otherwise we wouldn't be here.
So that's what I'm saying, so to be able to pick up the right things,
that has happened.
It has come with a lot of baggage as well,
to the kids who are born after the 2000s, for them this is so normal. People who are listening to us right now, this is like if you're born after 2000, you won't understand
what that means.
The life without having any of this, for anybody born before that, they would get it, but anybody after 2000, I'm sure a lot of friends are listening to us right now, you must be like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Backstreet Boys? Who Backstreet Boys?
Who's this guys? Holy
shit, remember Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, of course.
Man, that song, what was that song?
I wanted that
way to plane, to see to luga. Man, like those guys were the fucking rock stars at that time. They could have gotten, I'm sure they got anything they wanted. They were like Justin Biebers of that time.
Yeah, absolutely. Justin Bieber, of course.
There was Justin Biebers of 2000 कहिले गयो तिनीहरू
2000 होला, early 2000 maybe.
early early
Maybe.
2000s early
Yeah.
2000s
Yeah, so that's I think that's I think from Backstreet Boys, I think the formula started coming in maybe a little before or after that.
Hey?
He started
Hey, when you think about it.
because all the boy bands that were formula, you just put 2 and 2 and make 4 type of counts, and you put like okay, this 5 chaps who can sing and they're good looking. We'll groom them.
Yeah,
and then we
when
give
you think about it,
we throw
yeah.
them some tunes because the marketing people are already working behind the scene for everything from the music to everything from what they wear, how they walk, how they talk,
Yeah.
you know.
I like it.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, all
so
those things.
It's
yeah.
all a formula situation.
And then Britney came.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
Shit, man, when you think about it. Back in the day, when you were getting started, whose music did you used to listen to? Western? If you had to pick
Yeah,
a
mostly
few?
Western, yeah.
No, if you had to pick a few specific ones when you were young?
I mean, a whole lot of you know, rock, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Bad Company, Uriah Heep. I mean, all of this. I mean, name it. I've heard everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
yeah.
Everybody.
What was that Rainbow song? Shit, man, I sang that song in school. That one and Temple of the King.
Yeah,
Temple of the
That's
King.
what I was humming the tune.
Yeah, that's the one that I sang in school.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Yeah.
That was Richie Blackmore. The thing is, the thing is, as you grow up, you also emulate whatever the त्यति बेलाको
Surrounding.
दाजुहरू मामाहरू होइन they were listening, so they were listening to all this kind of stuff. So then you land up starting listening to these things, and then slowly then you also develop your own taste, and then you go towards a certain kind of music. And then I started listening to a whole lot of other stuff, and then I went to classical, Western classical guitar, Western classical music, and then jazz, and then blues, and then folk. Folk was honestly, folk was the last thing I
Last thing you actually picked up?
picked up, and it sort of stayed with me somehow because the honesty and the earthiness, I think in folk music was incomparable to any of this, because I thought everything was sort of folk, but it was disguised into something else, you know.
It started from the roots त त्यही जस्तो
so-
त्यही हो जस्तो लाग्छ क्या मलाई.
right. So so I mean, I've heard most of the American music, most of the English music ever. Like I can't think of. So yeah, but the thing is also it's also important to sort of listening to also what you don't listen to generally. You know, like listening to African folk music, if listening to of course Spanish folk music, everybody does. So sort of to try and expand your vocabulary of music, you know, or in any other thing you do, sort of to expand as much so that you have a wide vocab of things.
Yeah.
You know which whatever. So yeah, so starting with rock and everything, and then moved on to a whole lot of other stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Just open the gate.
Wow, man. When you said more earthy,
Yeah.
more down to your roots, you know, that is the most important thing. Just like when it comes to Nepali music, any specific people that you used to listen to back in the day?
Nepali music ma चाहिँ the first time I ever heard Nepali music was from my father. Because my father,
Of course.
was a musician,
Yeah, of course.
in the Mohan. So
Even you, yeah.
so he what we used to have this parties in the house,
Yeah.
or
के हुन्थ्यो parties?
parties in the house. Like, you know, my mom and dad used to throw parties. People would come.
Your grandfather was a poet.
My father.
But your grandfather was
Was also
also
a poet, yeah.
a poet,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So my grandmother was also a sitar player. I mean, she was
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So my dad's mom and dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the thing is, and my father was somehow liked by people. I didn't know why he was liked, you know, because then if he was called to a certain place, and sometimes we used to go, and he would carry his accordion with him, accordion लिएर चाहिँ and everyone was like, oh, Mondai आउनु भएछ, okay, and then, you know, there's drinks and blah 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 blah, there's people
Party.
like, and we'd be like watching, and then he's like, you know, belting out this stuff in the accordion, you know. So गीतहरू, and I used to watch क्या अब त्यति बेला चाहिँ, होइन, I was quite little. me and my brother. So it never synced into in that he was doing Nepali music क्या त्यति बेला चाहिँ क्या गाउनुहुन्थ्यो होइन र so somehow I think it stayed, you know, but it was not a conscious thing.
He passed on when you were
when I was
very
class,
young?
Yeah, when I was class 3.
Do you remember anything that he sang, anything specific? Anything?
Ramsaili,
of course.
yeah,
Ramsaili,
yeah.
Ramsaili, we all know. Anything?
Yeah, there were other songs. Ee Mera Ninda. There were songs. There were Aaj Mera Ghar Salkeko Kathaharu. These are all. So anyway, when he used to come home from, he was in the British Army. So when he used to come home, so we used to have this. Whenever he used to come home, there was always a party somehow. And because he was would come in and everyone loved him because he would come and sing the song and all of that. त्यसले गर्दा. So this was my initial background. Before even I started listening to music consciously, and then slowly Stevie Wonders and stuff like that happened, and this and that.
Walkman days.
The first cassette I bought was Tracy Chapman's Fast Car.
Yeah, that is a song that even if you're not inside a car, you can listen to that anytime and you'll feel it.
I think that's before my father died, so I must have been in class 2.
You bought it?
I bought the cassette.
के पैसा जम्मा गरेर किनेको?
So I made my mom pay for it.
Yeah.
So
why that cassette? You're so young.
I don't know.
Class 2 भने कति वर्ष?
I had heard that music. Someone was listening to it played. So I don't know why I bought it really. Now I don't know why I bought it. Because I remember that was the first cassette मैले किनेको हैन. So it wasn't Dharan हैन. We were in Dharan camp that time. There used to be a British camp in Dharan. So Dharan Bhajan there say so we went. So I saw the car with Tracy Chapman. First I thought he was a guy, you know. I bought the cassette and then I heard it repeatedly, repeatedly at home, And I remember my father came back and he's like, "Ke suniyo toile?" And he heard the entire album, like he heard it. He's like, "Why are you listening to this music?" I said, "Why? I like it." He's like, he found it too sad. I didn't know. I was not that mature enough to understand what she was talking about. I said, don't listen to this. Don't listen to this music at this point in time because you're too young for this kind of whatever. You know, this is a little too depressing. You know, it's only later on I realized like, okay, she was talking about a lot of stuff. Anyways, so that was my first cassette, and then I started consciously buying cassettes. Tracy Chapman bought. Then me and my brother had a huge cassette collection. Pocket money I would just go and buy cassettes. So we used to have fights between me and brother, like, okay, why did you buy this cassette? Why not that? This is too heavy. There's too whatever. So he was in heavy rock. I was into soft, rock and this and that. So it just changed, flipped later on. So the things when so if I had seen a cassette dokan ma हैन बजारमा देखे भने okay, I want to buy that cassette, but I have to save money, so I had to wait for like at least 1 whole month, 3 weeks to have money. So by that time cassettes were like what, $30, $35.
मैले त 45 रुपैयाँमा किनेको
त्यस्तै हो. Peacockहरु अलि एक्सपेन्सिभ हुन्थ्यो हैन. So and then sort of so पैसा थुपार्यो गयो, I want this cassette लिएर आयो, and we listen to it day and night. सुत्न अगाडि पनि put the music on and we'd go to sleep. And my mom was like furious with that time. Like, we had to sleep, whatever. But then when we did that. So, I mean, why I'm saying this is because I think there was, again, I said that there was a decision that you make that to invest that money. And so you had to know for sure, what you were getting at.
I know what you mean. I'm just thinking, why did I buy Paint My Love, man? I've been a hopeless romantic since day one. Open the Paint My Love album. त्यसको त्यो पछाडीको त्यो गीतहरु अरु पनि थियो कस्तो एउटा त when you said depressing, there's one so depressing song in that album.
No, but then I don't know if
the moment in life maybe.
It's okay. I mean, maybe he just said in a light way. Maybe when I think about it, it just sounds heavy, but I don't think it really meant for me to don't whatever. But he just was just passing his views on on the whole album.
It's just like don't drink coffee. You're too young for coffee.
Maybe that. But she was just 15 by the time when she released that album. She won a couple of Grammys also.
Yeah, man. Open Tracy Chapmanको Fast Car. What is the album को नाम के थियो?
Fast. I think it was Fast Car.
Fast Car थियो album को नाम. No, go album गरेर search गरेर त album name भनेर Fast Car album. Yeah, man. This कति भयो?
What's it called? That's the
yeah, Fast Car रहेछ
Fast Car, है?
Fast Car रहेछ त
that song. Fast Car was like Fast Car. So I heard somewhere and त्यो गीत सुन्दाखेरि चाहिँ it just stuck in my head like crazy. I was like, what is this? This is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. टाइपको भयो थियो क्या.
You know,
So I went ahead and bought this, and then oh my god! And when I heard it, like it was like boom, like what? This is crazy.
there's
You know?
there's one song called by Baz Luhrmann. There's a Australian producer, you know, he lived in the US. It's not a song, and it's a narration that he does, and it's called the Sunscreen Song. I don't know if you've ever heard it or not. Everybody should listen to this. And it's just a narration. It's not a song, and it's 6-7 minutes long. But every time I feel low, I feel down, I just go and listen to that, and I get recharged, energized. All of us have that. Okay? We have these in our arsenal. Okay? We have a few ammos.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
We have a few ammo. We have a few things that we know that we can recharge ourselves.
Yeah.
Like the people who go to gym, they've got their own playlists that I know people who've been listening to the same fucking songs for like a year.
Yeah,
they
I could
add
never
like
do that, yeah.
they add like 2-3 songs in it, but gyms are but they just need that full blast. Power. Or rati goisikeपछि when I'm driving, I don't know people like when I'm driving, mood might depend on but I do not want to listen to like heavy after evening. When the sun goes down, I also want to like tone down on my music.
Yeah.
You know, we have everybody has their own thing, own style,
absolutely.
In the morning, what do you listen to?
Honestly, I don't really listen to music like, I mean, for the last 20-25 years, मैले consciously, well, maybe last 20 years, I've stopped sort of buying anything consciously because, you know, I had bought whatever I had to buy.
Yeah.
You know, so I started more like, I started buying more like eccentric stuff, like more like Hindustani classical music. You know, I started investing on those. I started, listening to more of jazz.
Yeah.
You know, I started, of course, listening to a lot of classical music. So because I thought I was done with the popular scene, like the popular rock. And all that. So I started sort of, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, Bismillah Khan, all of these people. I started listening to a lot of Sufi music because I found an element of there was something in that music that just.
Can you educate me a little bit on Sufi music? I'm a little bit lost here.
I don't know if I'm an expert to educate you, but it's just Sufi music. As I've read, is that they sing for God basically. Sufi music is all spiritual music. It's just the love for God that you have. Yeah. So it's Sufi music ma chai एउटा हाल भन्ने चाहिँ there's a certain word they use. That's at a certain point of time when the artist is singing, they reach hal. That's the time when they are totally connected with a higher power. And that's the time when they go crazy and they start like, they start all that. So that's the spark they get. So all of those things.
Connection with the outer world.
When I watched Abida Parveen in Delhi for the first time, a Pakistani great Sufi legendary artist, she was singing Allahu. I don't know if you've heard Allahu. So Allahu is a very iconic Sufi song. Though she was singing in Punjabi, and there was just her very, she was very, her stage presence was like so, like, she lit up the stage like this. Yes, sir.
That's her. Yeah.
And she was there, and just one sarangi and just one tabla, and there were like thousands of people. And this was in one of the fort.
Hold on, sarangi and tabla.
Yeah. Tabla. And the Rajasthan sarangi.
Rajasthan sarangi, yeah.
What she did that night was like, I can still remember. Again, like, it was just so like overpowering. Like it was like she was singing, and I could see like she was closing her eyes. There was an honesty in what she was saying, and that's what I'm getting back to. Like whenever I really found an element of connection in that. The meaning to when you're singing, and it's you have to sing you have to be honest to what you're singing. And if there's no connection with you and the music, then what you do becomes purposeless. Like, it's not about people, it's not anything, but it's, you have to be connected first.
Yeah.
So that I saw in her, and then I was like, this is crazy, this is crazy. Then I started, of course, you have Kere Bro, Ustad. What's her name? Forget, man. The famous Pakistani Sufi singer.
Male or female? Rahat? He passed on though.
Yeah.
He passed on. Oh man.
Ali Khan. Kere?
Ali Khan. The
Fateh Ali.
Fateh Ali Khan.
Fateh Ali Khan. Then I heard Fateh Ali
You
Khan.
know that, yeah.
Fateh Ali Khan was like, damn.
He was one who we all, I'm sure,
so Fateh
know.
Ali Khan was the one who collaborated with Pearl Jam and all that.
Yeah.
Eddie Vedder is a big fan of Fateh Ali Khan.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So then I heard Fateh Ali Khan, and I heard this music, and so like, dude, like this music is in the next level than what I've heard ever before. It's just so special, and it just connects with you. And the melody lines, it's just coming straight from the heart, and then it's just like something else. There's nothing pre-planned. It's just, there's a tune, and then you go in this improvisational thing. Basically, you are just, it's so natural, and it's just, it's just in the next level. Then I forgot about all the stuff that I heard before. I was like, oh, this is the shit. This is something else,
Hold on. Is that Eddie Vedder and Rahat Fateh Ali Khan?
This is
the faithful.
This is Rahat Fateh. This is Rahat Fateh Ali Khan.
Oh, this is Rahat Fateh Ali Khan.
This is not
yeah.
this one.
Nusrat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nusrat.
So
Fateh Ali Khan, yeah.
Nusrat collaborated with Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder.
On
Yeah,
the left,
Mathigo.
Rahat Fateh Ali Khan
did it later.
Rahat Fateh Ali Khan was in the same troupe Nusrat we traveled with, but he was a baby. So I think they're cousins. So Nusrat traveled all with
Eddie Vedder.
Rahat. Basically got it from Nusrat, basically, because he was groomed in a way, So if you hear Nusrat's voice, it's like it's coming from some other place near. It's not coming from here. It's from here and from some other place. You cannot really pin it down where it's coming from when you hear it. You know what I mean? Because there's an element of I don't know, a higher power in it. Like, I don't know what it is. And then you go just. So this is something. What I thought was then slowly sort of it made me think into, okay, I've been grown up listening to a lot of American music and all of that, but there's so much of के भन्छ त्यसलाई अब हाम्रो कल्चरमा पनि यस्तो रहेछ हैन James, that we have not tapped, or maybe you're not understood. Maybe the newness of things that was portrayed by that completely had washed my brains to thinking that was the cool stuff. Slowly when I started digging into this kind of stuff, then I realized, bro, this is even more cooler,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I listened, and then I came to Bistaro, then zeroed down to Nepali music.
Yeah.
In Nepali music, I always grew up listening to Nepali music. It's said that I was not conscious about it. You know what I mean? Father's playing,
Baba,
Naran Gopal's playing everywhere, Om Bikram Bishta, Prem Dosh Brother. It was playing everywhere. It's just that I had not was not conscious about it, because I thought that was not cool. Father's playing, someone's playing. So when I sort of got into actually writing a Nepali song and all that, so things just came so natural to me. Like, I'm like, oh.
Which one was the first one that you wrote?
Wildfire.
Wildfire was the first one that you wrote?
First one.
When was this?
2013.
2013?
Yeah.
That was the first one you wrote.
Yeah. So this happened after I.
All of us know Syndicate.
Syndicate happened after the sketches of Darjeeling. Interestingly, like मलाई त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ so I traveled to US to meet a friend and all that. I so wanted to explore what that culture was, because growing up listening to American music and watching all the American movies and stuff like that, I thought I would feel completely at home. We all have that.
पुगेपछि थाहा हुन्छ कि I tell everybody, once you get there, it hits you like you've hit a brick wall.
That's what I'm coming to. So मलाई चाहिँ के भने, I was maybe like in my mid-20s, well, no, late 20s, 30 maybe. So I reached US, Boston was the first place I landed, so I stayed in Boston for a week. Traveled to New York,
Yeah.
On the bus, in the, what do you call that bus?
To blue bus, to blue collar
what do you
wala.
call
Yeah, I know.
What do you call that?
I just took that bus.
Tell me.
Oh man, oh my
mentioned
god!
by,
I have the whole email of that. Hold on. We have to.
Greyhound.
See.
It's called
Greyhound.
Yeah. So Greyhound, huh? So I traveled by Greyhound from Boston to New York.
Yeah.
Stayed in New York for like 10 days. Explored every part of
As
New
soon
York.
as do you remember the time you went to Times Square for the first time?
Yeah, that's the time.
Man.
That's the time. So listen,
Yeah.
listen to the story. So
yeah.
there was so much of newness to all of these things. Firstly, I felt completely cut off from who I was. Moment like everything is so foreign. People can't relate to me. They don't understand my sort of. I'm speaking English, but they don't. They're like, yeah, what? Like So it was a complete culture shock for me in so many ways, and I was sort of in a way I think feeling deprived of certain thing. I don't know what it was. I couldn't nail it down. Yeah, but I didn't feel wholeness in that. I didn't feel like satisfied with what it was. Just boom, 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 and then something missing, in simple terms. Something was missing, bro. New York, my boss said, Vanguard club, I watched jazz set, BB King club, I watched thing. Boston, I watched the Boston Philharmonic, the first time I watched a Philharmonic, this one, Yo-Yo Ma, Yo-Yo Ma was, then, anyway, so from New York, I traveled to Chicago by train to meet a friend. I wouldn't travel by train, because I don't know how the train is there, It was 14 hours. Anyways, so reached Chicago to meet a friend, John, stayed in his place. Then I watched the Chicago Philharmonic with Yo-Yo Ma and stuff like that. So I don't know, something was missing here, bro. I don't know what it was, but I was not very happy. Yeah, it was not like what I thought like once. It was a sunny day in Chicago, so he said, let's go to the beach. I guess Chicago, we'll go to the beach. So he took me to a beach. Not a great beach, but it was a beach nonetheless. Chicago weather also is dicey. It was luckily sunny in half part of the day. So then I felt somehow relaxed. I don't know what it was. Like, it just made me relax, wash away, whatever. I was relaxed. Suddenly a tune was hitting in my head. Suddenly, automatically, maybe it's the pain that was inside of me just came out. It was like, Salala, kola jai bagyo salala. So that thing started. So I started humming that also. I felt so much at ease when I was humming that tune and watching that scene. It was like just a connection. It was like just what I was looking for. Suddenly I felt a sense of a sense of relaxed somehow. And then whatever that happened, I stayed in Chicago, came back home, and this and that thing happened. Then I don't know. This changed me in a way that I didn't know it. It was good for me in a way. Yeah. I think it made me realize that I was not who I thought I was. I was naturally the way I perceived the world was not as an American. The way I perceived the world, the things that mattered to me most, the thing that was through a heart of a Nepali person. The way I saw the world, the way I felt it. Actually, I think I felt it. I perceived the world. My immediate perception was through my mother language, through my mother, isn't it? So then it made me realize that how come I'm connecting to this, and when I'm in America, I should have connected to all of this American, glitz and whatever. So then it just sort of, after that was the turning point of what I started doing. Then I started searching on my like what is immediately in front of me. What am I firstly? Then I would let me just
Find my roots.
Find my roots first, and then let's see if this works. Because before that, I was trying to do everything else, but it never worked in a way. The connection was missing. Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
होइन र यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ somehow I feel so satisfied. And so I realized that I think deep down I was just a simple person. A simple person, who basically I perceived things not as anybody else but as myself and as how I grew up to be. A simple boy from a Nepali kid from Kalimpong growing up, whatever. So anyway, so I wrote Wildfire after that.
Hold on, I want to ask you something this is very important to me as well. The connection, the root, the connection that you just talked about, the root that you just talked about, that has to come within the heart. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you off air, right? I've put my mother's name in my name.
Yeah.
That's so important. Like you said, mother's tongue. Motherland भन्छौँ नि त हामी हुन्छ नि होइन. We talk about that. That's so important. Whatever we do.
Yeah.
We could have been anywhere in the world, been doing anything else that we could do, but we're doing what we are doing. Because of that connection. Okay?
Absolutely. And if you can't connect with the world which is immediately yours, then you can never connect with the world which is, away from that.
True.
Like, I'll tell you one example when but I used to train classical guitar a lot because I was heavy, whatever, classical guitarist, whatever, and complicated stuff, like complicated music, whatever. I thought I was like doing a really great job at it. Again, that instance that happened around the same time. So I went back home. घरमा साथी like गाउँमा साथीभाइ हुन्छ, and there were some local people around, and whatever, mom was there. So my mom literally whatever. So anyway, so there I was, and then my friends from back home was there, and गाउँको होइन, and everyone apparently whatever, because they know that I was doing music, and they thought, okay, I was great, okay, whatever, people play some music, like, and that's how it happens. घरमा मान्छे आइरहेको छ, people एउटा गीत बजाइदियो, and you know what, and I was trying to play my pieces, okay, as a fool I was playing, because that's the only thing I really thought was great. Like, I was playing my really complicated classical pieces and Bach and stuff like that. And after I played for half an hour, like, everyone was like, I could notice that people are sort of getting bored with what I was doing. होइन? अनि एकजनाले चाहिँ लु अब एउटा राम्रो गीत गाइदेऊ न हुन्छ नि अब क्या लाइक ल के गीत गाउने एउटा मिठो गीत गाइदेऊ त लु एउटा नेपाली गीत गाइदेऊ सबैलाई खुसी हुन्छ टाइपको क्या I'm like, oh damn, I don't know a Nepali song. I don't know a song which can even satisfy a people like
your own family members.
My own family members, like 10 people around there. I'm thinking, what, like, all these years of training I was doing, I can't even connect to this 10 people, and it's just like I feel like a loser in a way. Yeah, I feel like, damn, like my all my investment was a waste basically. If I cannot do something immediately, if I cannot even if I can't even entertain a group of people which is the closest nearest to me, then what am I doing? I'm trying to compare myself with the likes of whoever is in the US, or a great guitar. That used to be like whatever, Steve Vai, or like whatever, or Joe Pass, or whatever, or Andres Segovia, whoever. But that's there. But I'm here, and I can't. So my surroundings was completely, and I was completely alien in front of my own surroundings. Yeah. I feel like really. I feel like there was like a big setback for me. I was like, what am I doing? Like, is this the right thing I'm doing? Okay, maybe it's just my ego thinking that, okay, I'm playing some great music, but I can't even play music for these 5 simple people or 10 people who are there, which they can, whatever. So then I thought that, I have to first, do things which is immediately in front of me. Let's start something simple, right? If I can do something for the people around me, then there are like 10 million people who are doing what I'm doing, like trying to be somebody, but
somewhere
they're making them happy. But I can't make my own people happy. That's so sad, isn't it?
Of course it is.
So then all these things, I started internalizing things. So next time when I sort of wrote a Nepali song, when I played, everyone was so happy. And so I was like, okay,
What did your mom say?
Well, I was obviously very happy at that time.
Yeah.
That
No,
happens.
no, that time, when you wrote the first Nepali song, and you sang,
Yeah.
or hummed or sang in front of the same family members, and I'm sure you did. I'm
Yeah.
sure गर्नुभयो होला हैन. What
They didn't get
mom
to hear
say?
my song before. They only got to hear the song. This Wildfire only after it was released.
Yeah.
But consequently, after that, when I started singing these kind of things, and I would touch even like a simple गाउँको दाजुहरू, नानीहरू, and simple people, and they were so happy listening to me, and I felt like, yes, I think now it makes sense. Okay, I'm saying I'm being able to touch these people, like in the simplest form. This is worth it. It's worth to see a smile in the face of the people that's around me.
Yeah.
Whatever, if I get success or whatever, but at least I'm doing something. I'm doing something which is making a difference. In the lives of people around me.
When you think about it, didn't your dad do the same thing?
Yeah.
When you think about it, when you just track back and when you just think about it.
So that's what I thought
Yeah.
about. Then I thought about all the Nepali musicians that came before me. Right? All about, even the modern ones. Of Nepali music, I don't know if there's a Nepali music industry, because there's no platform for Nepali music to sort of, market this and that. It's just, everybody's doing it just for the love of it, just on their own, passionately for the love of their language and for the whatever, like my father or for everybody else. So they did it for the love of it, not necessarily that they would make tons of money with it, because none of them.
I don't think you can do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it was not for the commerce. That's what I realized. It was more for the love of it.
Yeah. Just keeping the music alive, just keeping the bhasa alive.
Exactly.
Just to keep it alive.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
to keep
It was
it going.
just for the love of it. There's no commerce behind it. There's no strategy behind it. There's no, okay, I'm going to whatever. So I think that's how all these people came about doing what they did. And honestly, it was difficult, okay? For all of these people, it's very difficult to make a livelihood doing Nepali. It's still, even today, it's very difficult to run a family and make a livelihood doing Nepali music, because हाम्रो population कति छ र संसारमा पनि, it just makes nothing, right? You have to do something else along with it, but people still do it because that's what I'm saying. So it's just for the love of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No doubt on that.
all the bands that came before, everybody, like from the likes of Nepatya, Robin Dai,
Mantra,
or हाम्रो
74.
74, why am I forgetting?
Muktidai.
Before that, Mongolia, all of these bands, everybody, Albatross, everybody. I don't think they did it for any other reason than just for the love of the music. They never did it for any commercial success. So they never did it in terms of, I'm going to make a livelihood doing this. No.
Yeah.
So so then either you do it for the love or you whatever, So then I realized that, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love doing this. I think I can give something to the people who's immediately around me.
Yeah.
And for livelihood, I still work and do my other stuff.
Yeah. No. So I'll jump back. I'll jump back to what I'm trying to do here. I want to sit down and have a conversation with my friends, and I want people to go ahead and, if you have time, then go ahead and listen to it. Because this is uninterrupted. There's no stops, there's no breaks, and I wanted to go ahead and just sit down and have a conversation with people that I love and people that I adore and people that I respect and all my friends. And this is a start, and I'm sure there's going to be more after me who are going to be doing it, and people are going to do this for the love of it.
Absolutely.
I do this for the love of it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to...
Don't do it at all if you don't love it.
Yeah, if you don't love it.
Yeah.
This is such a funny thing. Snoop Dogg said this.
He loves what he does.
Snoop Dogg said it on a podcast somewhere. If you do not love your job, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to follow your passion. You have to do what you enjoy. Then it's not going to be a job. So I've had friends here, okay? People like there was a friend of ours, Kali Prasad Bhaskara, fantastic composer, super hit songs. He used to work in the same hospital that Dr. Ruit has started, and where he used to make the lenses. Okay? He made the lenses that go in cataract surgery. He
really? Wow.
He made the lenses. But his heart was always creating music. Okay?
Correct.
So he created music in the evening. In the afternoon, he made the lenses.
That was the story of all the Nepali artists before us. My dad, for example, everybody else, if you look at it closely, all of them had a job. Come here. I mean, this was something which they did because, they love to do it.
Yeah, they love to do it.
Yeah.
So Ratbari is making music for everybody else, and everybody whoever comes to him, and then in the afternoon he's making lenses, And then there a turning point came in his life during the earthquake. I believe is that during the earthquake a turning point came in his life, and he said, "Okay, I've saved enough money for a year. I will quit. I will only do music.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be fine for a year."
Yeah.
And now he's doing great. And he's doing great. We're really happy for him, and his music is really fantastic. So त्यो turning point चाहिँ चाहिने रहेछ के. Once and that is the decider when you take that leap of faith. You know that once you take the leap of faith, then there's no turning back.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no turning back. Then you gotta go all in. At least I believe in going all in. Once you go all in, once your heart, soul, mind, whatever the hell you call it, once you're all into something, that passion's gonna drive you. You will reach the pinnacle of success, but you have to go fully submerge into it. If you don't, I really don't know what's gonna happen.
But success, I don't know what success is, but if you're happy doing what you're doing, that's success in itself. If you really get the satisfaction of what you do, that's the biggest success. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the purpose of life for a lot of people is to be happy, happy and fulfilled and content with what they are. So if you're doing that, I mean, money can't buy that. Money can't buy any of this. But if your work is doing that for you, that's there.
Once I keep it very simple. Once I go back home, if I can sleep for that 5-6 hours that I sleep, and then uninterrupted, peacefully wake up in the morning, and look forward to the next day. When you wake up in the morning, and I wake up in the morning and I look forward to that day. I woke up this morning and I was excited that you were flying down at 4 or 5. 4 बजेर 5 मिनटमा हुन्छ नि. I was talking to Baba and I was talking to him. But राति पनि सुते थिएँ हैन. सुत्नु अगाडि पनि I was talking to him. In the morning I was talking to him हैन. I knew each step of each leg of your journey हैन. And we were talking about other things too. And I was looking forward to having this with you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Imagine waking up to that. I had a smile in my face because I knew that I'll end my day having a conversation with you. And you know how excited I was. And I was telling him every step of the way, okay, land गरेछ तर एयरपोर्टमा बत्ती गएछ.
Yeah, it was fun.
And that is the important thing. Even when you are, tell me something. When you've created music, when you've created the song, and you've recorded it, everything is ready, everything is set, before anybody listens to it, you judge. How does it work? Like you judge the song. आफैले बसेर के हुन्छ? Like what is how does the creative juices and creative process work?
Oh, this happens way before I record the music, to come to a point, okay, यो चाहिँ गीत चाहिँ हामीले रेकर्ड गर्नुपर्छ भनेर चाहिँ this happens way before I actually make a point to go to the studio.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's Sonam Da, he's my one-man army. He's,
we love him.
Yeah. I don't think I would be able to do this without him.
Yeah.
So I call Samda, and then he comes and I play a tune, this and that, and then, so what are you thinking? And he said, okay, yeah, this is good, because I sometimes don't know what is actually good, because there's so many things that comes across, and then so then so if the tune is nice and I'm thinking, okay, let's go further with this kind of. We decided let's go further with this. Decide, arrange it, and then finally, when we hit the studio, it's like, okay, I'm sure of exactly what I want, where I want. Everything has to be like just there, you know. र त्यसरी चाहिँ हुन्छ. Yeah.
The whole house is the whole त्यो हुन्छ नि घरको 3D पुरै बनिसक्यो अनि त्यसपछि बल्ल once you go there धडक.
No, of course.
Yeah.
If it's a band song, then
Yeah.
call the band and we jam a couple of times, see what what works, and then we just change ideas.
There's I just thought of something and I wanted to express this. There's a song sorry. There's a song which is very close to my heart, it's called Don't You Worry Child by this
Don't you
worry child. See, heaven's got a plan for you.
It's a beautiful song. It's a Avicii, ne?
No.
Sorry,
This is House Mafia, Swedish House Mafia.
Yeah,
you know?
Swedish, yeah.
And I hope they come back together, and I'd love to go and see them perform.
They stopped, right?
Yeah, they stopped.
But amazing, isn't it? Like they just made to stop at the height of their career. It takes a lot of guts to do that.
It takes a lot of guts. If they ever come
brilliant.
back together, if they ever do it, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll be there.
But I really respect these people, who make a decision of, okay, stop, it's stop.
Stop.
Like,
That's it. You take a break. Right?
wow, that's crazy, yeah.
What these guys did was, all three of them, they went to a remote, documentary. They go to an island, but they go somewhere, right? And they book a house, they stay there. Nobody, right? They want to come up with a song, right? Like you said earlier in the podcast. अहिले आइहाल्दैन नि त अब कहिले आउँछ अब थाहा छैन नि त होइन अनि बसिरहेको हुन्छ नि दिस इज इन देयर डकुमेन्ट्री के हुन्छ नि त्यसपछि अनि यतिकै के आउट अफ द ब्लू हिज जस्ट प्लेइङ विथ त्यो इभन द आई डोन्ट नो वाट इट्स कल तर त्यो यत्रो ठुलो की पनि होइन कि त्यो यत्रो सानो त्यो आई डोन्ट नो वाट इट्स कल त्यो किबोर्ड पनि सानो छ कि होइन
अनि
oh yeah, it's just playing with it. It comes and then he goes and hey man, what do you think?
Right?
Out of thin air.
Yeah.
And what do you think of this? Then the other one goes add something else.
Yeah.
And then they have
magic,
it's magic, jadoo ke.
It's crazy, yeah. Music is magic in a lot of ways, eh? It just comes out of thin air,
Yeah.
It's like it's just out in the air. It's just you can't even catch it. It's just somewhere out in the air, and then you have to and it comes,
And when
never come.
Okay, I'll say this. I'm driving, I'm driving somewhere and I just play Asar. Or I just play Ram Saili. You'll take me to somewhere else. कहाँ पुग्यो नि त होइन त्यो थाहा छैन क्या It's the music, it's your voice, it's everything हुन्छ नि I go somewhere, I don't know where the hell I am होइन and I am there हुन्छ नि and very rare songs will put you there होइन but very rare songs put you to that nostalgic feeling and you have that and you'll have many more of that हुन्छ नि
Thank you.
You have that and you'll have many more of that and that is so amazing and it makes people like us sit and wonder okay? me and everybody who are listening sit and wonder okay? It comes from thin air, right?
Yeah, it just comes from thin air. It comes from just like that. Of course you also want there's also the other part of it is that you also have to want to sort of get that catch that spark.
When you say it out loud to the universe makes it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know who said this, but I kind of believe in that.
Asar, I tell you this thing about Asar. How Asar came into concept was when I was growing up. Kalimung pura pani पर्थ्यो हैन so pani चाहिँ छानामा चाहिँ त्यो have you
top I live in a house with a chana.
So that was a very soothing noise for me wherever I used to go in Kalimpong, if I would sleep at my friend's house, if there was a monsoon and I would sleep like a baby. It was such a lullaby. That's the most beautiful sound I've heard. Later on, when I went to the city, I didn't hear that sound, of course, but that sound was in my head somehow.
No.
And so I wanted to capture that sound in Zania, okay? Somehow in music, through. And it's from that inspiration that noise came about Asar. So that's how I wanted to channelize that feeling into a song. So that's how Asar came about. Like, So it's like a water drop in it. Then it just came about in the thing. So it was, yeah, just feeling that monsoon in Kalimpong.
I'll let me say something. It crossed my mind, of course. Thousands of things cross your mind. You don't need a music video for music to work. I'm not talking about.
Thank you.
You don't need a music video for music to work, and you've proved that. Okay? Here, a song is made, but even before the song is made, people will think of how a music video should be made.
Correct.
The way is opposite.
Oni.
I can't remember if there is a music. I know personally there are a few ones where you're just there, but I don't think we've done a music video per se. Have we? Like
Nowadays, we started doing it.
Slightly.
Nowadays, slightly. We just released one a couple of days back, Baskari.
Oh.
Before that, Katai Uslai and stuff like that. So we sort of trying to work on some storylines and things like that. Because yeah.
Certain things, if it clicks, it clicks. You just wait for that right moment.
Yeah.
Maybe you came out with a song and it didn't click for a year, 2 years, and then wham bam, one day just it clicked, and it goes on and on and on.
But
and
also
on
you have to
and on.
understand now that if it's a Spotify and all that, it's fine. People listen. But if you're doing something in YouTube has become an extremely visual platform. Yeah?
No.
You can't put just audio in YouTube because people are just flicking on it. It's nobody, you don't get any views on it. So music video is that's what we have felt that now that if we are doing something in YouTube, then it has to be video.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's for other platforms like Spotify, Apple, whatever. But YouTube, unfortunately, has been a very visual platform. So it has to come with the video, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
No.
So yeah, and then
Now the strategy is slightly
sort of. It's not a strategy. It just came about naturally the way it is. Maybe if one day we just don't want to put a video in this, we just don't want to put a video. Just come about without a video.
Yeah.
And then we've also made some interesting young, filmmakers and stuff who showed a lot of enthusiasm to say, why don't I want to make a video for these songs. Yeah, okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it.
Go do it, man. So it's also sort of showcasing their, talent in video making. So these videos have come about the last couple of videos.
Tell me something. 10 years from now, I don't know if that far-fetched you've thought, or 15 years from now, 20 years from now, we talked about legacy, we talked about giving back, we talked about the roots, we talked about thousands of different things, as your music has evolved, what do you think is going to happen with your music? I'm not talking about music scene in general around the world. Lord knows what the hell is going to happen, what kind of other snakes we are going to come out with. Where do you think you're headed towards? More folk, more centered, rooted, more earthy? What's going to happen?
I don't know.
You're gonna play around with more?
I don't know. Whatever satisfies my soul, rather. I don't know. I'm open to anything genuine. Having said that, just I'm open to anything genuine, anything that stirs my soul. So I really don't know. So whatever comes.
Time is gonna tell.
Time's gonna tell.
You're not gonna stick like James Bond with martini.
No. In fact, I've just started, man. I released my first album in 2014, and it's not been 10 years.
Yeah, not even 10 years. Yeah.
So we've been talking about
20. Good solid 20. Man, it'd be so crazy to go ahead and see so many things. We will like it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
I mean, one thing for sure that I would love to, keep on making music. Keep on meeting people like you, beautiful people. Have this kind of conversation.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I was looking forward to this throughout the day, and I'm so happy you came. I'm so glad
Thank
that
you.
you
Thank you
came.
for having me.
I'm so glad that the flight landed and the lights came back on our TIA.
It's fun. It's fun.
When's the gig? The gigs. Well, एकछिन अब हामीले भोलि त भन्छ होइन, but I don't know when this podcast is going to come out. So, gig on Pokhara, I'm sure that went well.
Okay.
And then you got New Year's मा के गर्दा?
News में पोखरा हो.
Tomorrow, oh shit, okay, we don't even know when this podcast is going to come out, so I'm sure New Year's is over. I'm sure this is after New Year's, right? So New Year's is over, New Year's is done, people have had fun, 2022 is here.
Yeah, hopefully for the better.
No, oh man, I don't know. I just hope that this variant is going to decline,
I hope so.
and becomes very mild, and we just cough this, whatever the hell this thing is, away. Right?
I hope so too. Yeah.
Yeah, then we're just gonna be done with it.
Get back to life, right?
Get back to life, man. And people who are watching us 10 years from now, there was a thing called COVID-19.
I swear.
Let's go eat some dal bhat. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't think we can do dal bhat anymore. But thank you very much, everybody, and people. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so
It's
much.
late at night. Shit, we forgot to say Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
All right, everybody. I love you.
Thank you. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
If you love what we are doing, make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications. This episode is brought to you by Pulsar.